I'm Louisa, and I am currently in Year 11 at Chipping Norton School. And I have to admit, I was a little bit nervous about preparing to speak here today. And throughout the speech, my face will probably go a bright shade of red, and I will look like a massive tomato. But hopefully you'll find it interesting, as I'm sure you have done and will find the rest of the day. When I was asked to do this speech, the first thought that came into my mind was, what on earth am I supposed to talk about? As Polly said, I came to the event last year and I was overwhelmed by all the things that the speakers had done and were doing, and I thought to myself, how on earth am I supposed to top that? But as I thought about it, I realised that I didn't have to deliver a baby or land a spacecraft on Mars to have achieved something worthy of speaking about. The dictionary definition of achievement reads, a thing done successfully with effort, skill or courage. So I decided that instead of choosing a specific subject, to talk about, I would talk about achievement as a whole, because I think that if we can learn to accept and take on achievement, what's stopping us from amplifying that and making our successes even bigger? Let's be honest, everyone has a different view of what achievement is to them, and I think that it's particularly apparent in a school environment where students are often labelled by their academic success, as opposed to the extracurricular activities they do, often of which they're most proud of. This is apparent for me where I think my largest achievement has come with my involvement in the Air Training Corps, particularly my promotion to Cadet Sergeant. And although I see that as an achievement, a lot of people wouldn't even understand what that means. So now I've said what I think my biggest achievement is, have a think about what you think yours could be. Anyone care to share? Come on, don't embarrass me. Ellie?
So I recently played Mrs. Lovett in art school production of Sweeney Todd, and that was a really big achievement in my musical career.
Anyone else?
I think just knowing you can do today a little bit better what you thought you could do well yesterday.
Yeah, see, exactly. And I look at especially what Ellie's done, and I watched Sweeney Todd and I thought it was amazing. And I would be scared stiff to do that. So I think it shows the different variations of achievement that people can have. And it definitely shows that achievement can mean something different to different people. I think it's sometimes difficult for us to see and understand what other people see as achievement, because, I might not necessarily be interested in something that somebody else is interested in, and it might be difficult for me to show that I actually care that they've achieved something. I think we all do it. We'll sort of stand there, pretend we're listening to someone's latest and greatest achievement, as we carry out a series of nods and gestures, pretending that we're listening, when actually our mind is drifting off somewhere else that we find far more interesting. However, I think that we need to move away from this behaviour because, frankly, it's quite embarrassing. If we're going to develop as a species, we need to learn to accept other people's achievement, because if we don't encourage them, what's going to make them carry on? Do we really want to stay blind to a cure for cancer or AIDS simply because the person who knows the knowledge doesn't have the confidence to express it? I said previously that my involvement with the Air Training Corps is the thing that's created the biggest sense of achievement within me. I've been lucky enough to go through 2 promotions. I've been standard bearer at numerous parades and remembrance services. I've also received awards and badges, all of which I'm incredibly proud of. But at the same time, I've also suffered disappointment. Sometimes I would come home after a night at cadets and I would feel like rubbish because I hadn't done this as well as I knew I could, or somebody had said that. But I didn't give up and throw in the towel. I carried on going, and since I have reaped the benefits. Now, it may seem rather disheartening, speaking about failure in a speech about achievement. However, without lows, how could we experience highs? I'm sure that all of the people that spoke earlier and all of the speakers throughout today will have experienced lows before achieving. And the main thing is that we take that achievement and we don't let it affect us in the future. It's important to learn from it because, in my opinion, moving past failure is an achievement in itself. Now, I know it's incredibly cliche, however, I really do believe that the only person who can limit your achievement is yourself. So many people don't put themselves forward to take on tasks simply because they don't think they can. But why? This takes me back to the dictionary definition and the idea that achievement can be done through being courageous. Taking chances is a part of life, and if you don't put yourself forward, how can you develop? How can you expand your comfort zone? Well, you can't. Yes, mistakes may happen, but you have to take it on the chin. I often look at it as like a drug trial. You wouldn't turn down a drug that's going to give you a 50% chance of survival. So why do people turn down an opportunity which is going to give them that chance of success? Do you really want to be the person that's sat there wondering what could have been? However, at the same time as taking these chances, you also need not be afraid to ask for help. Recognising your own weak points allows you to build on your own character and make you a stronger person overall. And other people are a great fuel for this. I like to talk to other people and take their best bits and sort of add them to your own character to make you some, superhuman achiever. Although while doing this, you need to make sure that you're not intimidated by these people. As I was intimidated by last year's speakers, you can achieve what they've achieved. The likelihood is that they've had so much more experience than you. But if you really want to get to their position and you really want to do what they've done, then there's nothing stopping you. I see so many people who tell themselves that they can't achieve things, and I always come to the same conclusion. With that attitude, do you really deserve to? Self-belief is such an important thing, and is often something that, to my frustration, people make a mockery of to get sympathy. There is nothing more important than finding something that you're interested in to allow you to develop your self-confidence and self-belief. As I mentioned previously, no one is good at everything. However, everyone can excel at something, and it's crucial that you find things that you excel in and that you're passionate about to help you develop. I've obviously done this through the ATC, and since I have joined, I've become so much more confident. I don't think I could have stood up here in front of everyone and made this speech before I joined. But it's also improved my qualities as a leader, and it's given me the courage to apply for roles in school, within the student council, and also for the Year 11 head girl. But I also take part in other activities. I'm currently a brown and black belt in karate, and I also help marshal at a vintage sports car club, which is maybe a more rounded person. You can probably get the idea that at a vintage sports car club, most of the people are older than I am. So it's given me the ability to talk to people of all different ages and all different backgrounds, which, although is great, why should I stop now? I think what I'm trying to emphasise here is the point that it's really important that you find something that you're passionate about and that you enjoy so that you can develop and improve yourself as a person. I think we can all agree that whatever your sense of achievement is, whether that's, you want money in the bank, you want your name in lights, or whether it's just that you want a sense of well-being, there's no reason why you can't achieve it if you really want to. We all start out as tiny babies, completely naive to the world, but you don't have to stay that way. And a common misconception is that it's all about education. As Alan Bloom said, education is the movement from darkness to light. However, I think that passion is really the thing that lights the fire.